Hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Black Clover. Chapter 349, Asta versus Sister Lily. Alright, small recap. I've been gone from Black Clover, at least, for a little bit of time. Basically, I think the last chapter I did was Asta versus Yami's sister. I can't remember her name at the moment. Well, we'll get it later. But anyway, they fight. Then Asta does some Zaten training while Sister Lily and the other paladins show up and start wreaking havoc. Was it Ryuzen? I forget. I was about to say some Ryuzen. But the defenders of insert Japan-like country here, they fight like the Heavenly Serpent or whatever. Then they fight some of the paladins, but they're not really doing that well. There we go. Ichika, remember her name. Ichika basically gets soloed by her past. Then Asta shows up after learning how to use a 10, and here we are. The guy who was training Asta from the Ryuzen. Chapter begins. The guy who was training Asta from the Ryuzen 7. I think it's 7. He shows up and he's like, all right, I'm gonna take this one paladin. He's not gonna interrupt Asta and Sister Lily's meeting. And here we go. All right, so Sister Lily up high, Asta down below. They're talking. Sister Lily, disbelief. How are you alive? Asta, well, you let me live. Her, I would never. Asta, you would never kill me. Her, I'm not being manipulated. I have to kill you. And Asta's like, well, that's just not gonna happen. And also, you would never kill me. That's just something you would never do. And so basically they go back and forth. And so she's using a bunch of magic against him. Water magic, spatial magic, combining them. Asta, again, anti-magic. He's going crazy. Got this a 10 on lock. He's really spazzing on her, right? She's really trying to let loose on him. She uses water X spatial magic. Satial's flash. It's like I guess you could say I don't know. It's like a laser beam basically. And Asta's able to parry it and dodge it and everything. And Sister Lily's basically pleading with him like, it's for the best of everybody. You have to die. And Asta's like, well, I'm just not gonna let you kill me. And it seems like in a way, somehow the brainwashing or soul washing that happens, it seems like it's not absolute, where like the person's like inner personality can relate to things on the outside. And so even though they are still acting in favor of Lucius's plan, they can still be, I guess, not manipulated but swayed by their real personality. And it's like seeing Asta and like her interacting with him in this extended period, you can kind of tell like she's like waning. Like she even says, I don't want to kill you either. And it's like Asta's like, oh snap, how dare he do this to my dog? I'm gonna murder him. But anyway, like in her head, like you can see like in the back of her head, she's like, Lucius is like a good guy and his plans are for the best of everyone. So like even though like her true personality would never want to hurt Asta for real, and she doesn't really want to kill him or anything, she still can't help but like see killing Asta as like the only way to move forward. And Asta's just like, Sister Lily's been forced to act against her true nature. I'll never forgive Lucius for what he has done. And so basically what happens from there is she uses a whole bunch of like those laser beam things, right? And Asta basically moves in forward. He steels himself with his resolve to defeat Lucius and cuts down Sister Lily. End of chapter. All right, starting off. Okay, he didn't really cut her down for real. At least I don't think she is. I think the idea here is that Asta can get rid of paladin form. Like with the Zaten plus his anti-magic, he can like dispel it. So she's not really going to be injured. That's why I think, well, that's where it has to go, because otherwise it's going to be like, well, then how is he going to stop, you know, the paladins or whatever. At the very least, yeah, it's just a matter of like, the only way that he can really stop them is either he gets Lucius to get rid of the paladin form on his own, which doubtfully he'll do that, or he's able to dispel it with his anti-magic, and like amplifying it with his Z10 is able to like get rid of the magic in their soul, kind of, or like the soul manipulation that happened. That's my guess. Outside of that, I think it's a pretty cool fight, but it's also interesting to see that the soul manipulation is not absolute. I think that'll come into play with the fights going forward. I think that any character of importance to us as readers and / important to the main characters who are going to be fighting them is going to be like a thing where that comes up where like their emotions, their deep down emotions come up to the surface, and then, you know, that interaction goes on between them or whatever. Maybe that gets them to stop, or maybe for certain people it's gonna be stronger. For someone like Sister Lily, it seems like it runs deep. Well, okay, for the paladins at least, maybe we could argue that it runs deep enough that even if they truly don't want to commit an action and they feel like distraught in what they're doing, they can't help themselves but continue to try to do it. Like, Cicely says she doesn't want to kill him, and then a couple pages later still says, honestly, you guys still die. It's like, you know, it truly is like unstoppable. But outside of that, good chapter, good art, good fight. I enjoyed myself, and the next chapter should be interesting. Kind of coming up to the conclusion. I think that the last paladin, maybe we'll have the reuse in 7, like that one guy, maybe Ichika as well, fight him, defeat him, and then I think from there we're gonna get to see like the paladin form get dispelled. I think that's the direction we're heading in now. And yeah, I think that's about it for the chapter. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch the videos on the right. Other than that, the doc is out. Bye.